folks, and welcome to another vlog. I am looking crusted and busted this morning. I just woke up, so I am completely disoriented and feeling a bit delusional. But I'm out here with the pups. They're just kind of doing their thing. But today is quite an exciting day because my fiance and I are, well, one, it's Juneteenth, and if you don't know what Juneteenth is, Google it. But it is now a federal holiday, which is amazing. I'm hoping that at my job we'd be able to get it off, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. Either way, this is a special day if you are Black because it just has such a big meaning for our culture, for our history, and for it to be recognized as a federal holiday is amazing. There's still like legislation and stuff that needs to be put in place to help protect Black people, but it is what it is. But anyways, but today, because it's Juneteenth, of course there's like tons of celebrations like all over the country, and including, in our area, in like the Austin area. So there are a couple of Juneteenth celebrations that we're going to be hitting up today, including one which we are going to be judges in a charity barbecue, like cook-off. Anyways, so yes, my fiance and I are going to be judging at one of these Juneteenth celebrations. So I have honestly been looking forward to it since he first told me that one of the gentlemen that's kind of involved in it invited us to judge. So I'm super stoked about that. It's just gonna be a really good day. we're back home. I'm so tired. I feel like I say that all the time. Let me just not say that. I am doing great. And it's been quite a day. And I am ready to just chill the out. You know what I'm saying? We've been gone all day. All freaking day. But you know what? Happy Juneteenth, a federal holiday. Bam, bam, bam. Still so much work to do for us Black folks because let me tell you, there ain't enough legislation put in place to protect our people. But nonetheless, it's been an amazing, amazing day. I've talked met and talked with such amazing people and have just had a great day. Ate some good food. You would have seen in the footage before, just like some of the different barbecue places that were a part of the whole judging thing, which I'll get into in a second. Some of the Juneteenth celebrations in different cities. So we went to the one in Buda and we went to the one in San Marcos, and it's been a really great day. I'm just really hot. I do plan on working out at some point, probably soon, just because I am still sweaty and I don't want to take a shower and then work out and then shower like several hours later. You know what I mean? It doesn't really make any sense. But just bear with me for a second because I am trying to, my nerves and all of that. I also had a margarita and a half. No, definitely did not have a margarita. Well, yeah, a margarita and a half. So I'm feeling a little, I'm not like buzzed, you know? At one point I was kind of tipsy, but I think I kind of sweat it all out because it's hot as Hades. I think it got up to like 95, 96 today. And I have on like, that's not a good way of showing you, black leggings and then, you know, just this t-shirt. But anyways, so the judging thing. So I'm pretty sure that I mentioned this before we left, that we were invited to judge a barbecue cook-off for, you know, charity. So they were raising money to, you know, put into a scholarship for kids to kind of help fund their education and stuff. So I thought that, for one, that's awesome. I mean, I'm going to get behind any organization that supports children because I just love kids. And not in a creepy way. You know, I'm not like hanging out at schools and like random children stuff, you know, without kids and stuff. Like, I am a huge advocate for support of children and, you know, of all ages, just because they are our future. And why wouldn't we be trying to become an integral part in their future when they are literally the ones that are going to be coming up behind us and hopefully making our world a better place. I was just amazed at this thing coming together. So I couldn't get any footage of the actual judging simply because it was against one of the rules. One of the rules was, and there were probably like close to 20 rules that we had, but one of those rules was we weren't allowed to use our phones like at all. So like we could be in there like in between judging, you know, like putzing around on Facebook and stuff, because like we did have a bit of a lull, like an hour and a half of just free time between, you know, judging categories, but we couldn't, so we could use our phones then, but as soon as judging started, we could not use our phones. Plus, you really didn't have time to use your phone just because we were cycling through everything so quickly. So I'll kind of give a quick rundown of how it went down. So there were several categories. I'll put over here what the categories were. And so we had originally planned on judging beans. I think my fiance, planned on doing beans, fajitas, ribs, and brisket. And then I planned on doing beans, chicken, and brisket. So because, you know, there's just like a bunch of stuff going on and whatnot, you know, we got there a little bit late, and it wasn't like it was mandatory, right? They were able to just like kind of pick people up to fill in any missing judges spots. When we got there, we were able to judge the ribs and the brisket. So what they did was they had, I believe, 13 cooks out there. We get in there for a different category. So each of the, you know, vendors, the cooks, whoever, brought their, you know, sampling of whatever the category was at that time up to like the judging place. And so It was crazy. When you go in there, there's, you know, tables and chairs and stuff set up. There are different like bits of food and drink that you could choose from to like help kind of cleanse your palate in between tastings. The cooks would bring their stuff in and then they would kind of set them up on like a separate table, and they would name or number each one. And, you know, once all of the cooks that, you know, were done submitting their, you know, food choice for that particular judging. So say, let's just start with ribs. So say once all the cooks were done submitting all of their ribs, then the guy who invited us would, you know, kind of explain the rules for anybody that might have been new to judging or not, yada, yada. So then what they would do, so each one was numbered. We didn't know the name of the vendor or anything like that, which obviously we shouldn't, because this is supposed to be like a no bias kind of, you know, tasting. He would bring it around. So there was like number 1, this is ribs, this is number 1 for ribs. And then we each had a stack of papers that had, you know, the category. So we'd write ribs and then which number, and then we would rate 1 to 5 on appearance, cut, taste, aroma, and tenderness. And so, y'all, I'm not really into ribs, okay, like at all. Not that I dislike them, but out of the barbecue meats, they're close to the bottom. But let me tell you, ribs might have gone up a couple pegs on the scale, simply because 1, I'm in a place where barbecue like rules, and then secondly, the stuff was just good. It was amazing, guys. Like every rib, with the exception of a couple, were amazing. And there were maybe 2 that had a little bit more spice to them, and those were actually my favorites. And I can remember from the ribs category which one was my favorite, and that was number 11 out of 13. So it was just so good. But because we're tasting so many, it's not like you can eat a ton of ribs, because you don't want to, you know, lose your appetite as you're tasting. And I knew that we had another category after the ribs. So I basically took like 1 or 2 bites of each thing, including the brisket. And then I, you know, put down my ratings, tried not to think too hard about it, and then put my ticket face down somewhere so that whenever they came around to collect them, I'd be ready. So I didn't get too full on the ribs, simply because I was really looking forward to the tasting of the brisket, but I didn't want to, you know, ruin my appetite or anything like that. So because I had so many ribs left, I don't think there was one rib in which I ate the entire thing. I'm pretty sure I have 13 different ribs downstairs in a little like kind of to-go container. Because people weren't like eating the entire rib like me, we had them left over. And I'm not trying to waste food. I'm not trying to waste meat. Plus, I can just eat that tonight. I have some collards in the refrigerator that I can cook. So I might as well just cook that on the side. I can even make some roast potatoes or something, you know? Because we both have ribs and brisket left over. The brisket were cut in like smaller chunks. It wasn't like a full slice of brisket. So there is more rib than brisket left. But guys, it was so good. So freaking good. But other than the food, it was just nice to be out. Like I haven't really had a problem with the masks or anything, but it was nice to like be out, not have to wear a mask, be able to interact with people. I shook hands. I was still kind of loading up on hand sanitizer and stuff just to, you know, kind of be safe and whatnot. But it was just really nice to kind of have that sense of normalcy again, you know? So that kind of wraps up today. That's all for today. Again, happy Juneteenth to all my Black folks and melanated kings and queens and everybody in between. It's a great day to be Black, and not only just today, but every day. I'm gonna leave y'all here. I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys. Such a ham.